don't know, 45?
Do you want? Yeah, if you want.
Whatever.
I'm just happy to record. I've had my podcast nuts so blue over the past 3 weeks since we
Yeah,
last recorded.
podcast blue balls. Now you
My
get to
blue
shoot
balls.
shoot your load all over the Outrage Factory audience.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Me
Yeah.
half all new dad sleepy and some hopefully not covered. Not hopefully I don't have baby shit on me anywhere.
You
Pretty sure I
probably
don't.
you when you're in the new dad phase, you have at least one baby fluid on you
Yeah,
at any given time, whether it's spit or piss or shit or puke. That's
it's
just, that's
It's
dad
so
life.
funny because it's just like doing mechanic work where you'll like go to scratch your elbow and you'll be your elbow and then you pull it up and there's just like grease on your fingers and you're like, "How the fuck?" It'll be like scratch. You'll be like, why is that sticky?" And you're like, don't even want to look. Or you're
Wait,
holding what?
have we podcasted since he became a dad?
No, this is first
Dale,
dad. This is first dad factory.
Dad Factory, Dale, congratulations on the birth of your
Thank you,
child,
sir.
your daughter,
Thank you. My daughter Hope or Ruby Hope DeRuiter.
Ruby Hope. At least you got one of the names right.
Mm-hmm.
You wanna how's that been?
Oh, dude, you know how it's like some people are like, "Did you look at the birth?" And like wussy dads are like, "No, I couldn't. I fucking watched everything. I
Yeah,
watched them go in with the forceps. I watched them pull out the placenta. I watched everything, and I might not have should have done that because the forceps, I
and that's
gotta say, are kind of horrifying.
so there's a reason a lot of people don't watch
Yeah,
it, and
like
it will scar you.
yeah, the baby coming out, they're like, "Oh, I didn't wanna see a baby's head stretch my wife's vagina," and you're like, "Dude, how long have you been on the internet? There's way worse shit out." Like, I saw a full-grown adult man stick his bald head inside of a woman's vagina, like, when I was 18.
Wait, what? In person or on the
No,
internet?
on the internet.
I'm like, what kind of
There's
parties were you hanging out with?
there's no birth worse than that. Some, like,
Uh,
biker guy.
yeah. Hey, before we get into all that shit, welcome to episode 235 of Outrage Factory, the podcast where we look at the things that made people mad online this week and explain why they're dumb for caring. I'm your co-host Eric Bolin,
I'm your other co-host, Dale DeRuiter.
and
Yeah?
okay, back to the
Back to Dad Factory?
Dad Factory.
Father Rage Factory? Dad Rage Factory?
We'll work on it.
Yeah.
We'll
I like
we'll
Dad
we'll workshop
Factory.
we'll workshop it.
Dad Factory because it makes it sound like we make dads. We just have
We're
like
just churning out
a warehouse downtown, and
churning out
dudes
dads over
go
here.
in and they just learn shitty jokes, and we give them some Nike Monarchs and send them on their way.
Yeah, fucking pair of Kirkland jeans, fucking
Mm-hmm.
Costco membership. Here you
Not the
go.
fancy ones either.
A
No
fucking
stretch denim.
a push mower, a
Yeah.
fucking yeah, that's all you need.
Extra long crew socks
Yeah,
that are off white.
a fucking brush to clean your grill.
Yeah, you get off-white or black crew socks, and you have to mix match them with your white Nike Monarchs and your sandals.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can only wear the black socks with your white shoes and your white socks with your sandals.
Yeah, you gotta have some
Yeah.
contrast there.
So yeah,
Uh,
I just want to point out I don't have the ring light, so I'm not looking as fabulous today
you're
because I'm in
also
the
looking
room.
less pink though,
Oh,
which
that's a
I
good
think
point.
might be might
You
be
think it was
something
the ring light this whole time?
to explore there, bud.
Because I got the ring light so I wouldn't be pink, but there is a lot of natural light because I'm right beside a window. So as soon as the sun goes down, I'll probably turn pink again, like a
Reminder
were pink wolf.
that if you don't get the pleasure of seeing our beautiful faces uh, every time, Dale also posts these videos to the internet. I think. Do you put them on YouTube,
Yeah,
Dale?
I
I
put
don't.
them on YouTube. Everybody go there because if we get, sorry, like I think just over 900 more subscribers, we can make money off of it.
Oh, damn! So
But
head on over to the YouTubes and smash that subscribe
subscribe,
button.
subscribe. But then you would get ads. But then after we get money off YouTube and we get ads, then we'll go to our Patreon and do ad-free shows.
Yeah,
So
our
we'll get
Patreon.
double paid.
Our Patreon, which is a thing that totally exists,
Yeah,
and
it,
people
like,
are able to donate to.
and
Should
after
they choose
6
to.
years of podcasting, we'll make some cheddar.
Fucking finally. We're playing the long game with this one.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
like we've been doing it for 6 years. We haven't made a fucking dime. We're probably like we've spent money to do this.
Yeah.
And you know, we're just hoping to round that corner and become profitable. Maybe in the next 6 years. Who knows?
Yeah. Do you ever listen to podcasts on Spotify?
Yeah, all the time.
Do you get the sponsored ads that are just like they're not ads that anybody picked, they're just regional ads?
Oh yeah,
So,
like they'll run him as the
yeah, I'll be listening at work, which is in Richmond, and I'll get ads in Chinese, and I'll just be like, "This is racist, isn't it? Like, this has to be racist, right? Am I wrong?" And
What?
then I get French ads for some reason.
Oh, that's it. The two national languages of Richmond,
Maybe
Chinese and
they
French.
foresaw me being covered in baby shit, and they're like, "He smells French."
Got him.
I'm so glad we could. Are we still allowed to make fun of white people
Oh,
for
you'll
like 6
always
months?
be allowed to make fun of white
Couple
white
months?
people.
That's true.
You'll
Yeah.
always be allowed to do that. We had our fucking, our time at the top,
Yeah.
and so now it's like it's safe to dunk on white
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
We'll just say we're trying to be inclusive of ethnicities by making fun of white people and taking them down a peg,
Yeah.
especially the European ones.
Speak truth to power. That's what we're all about. I don't
Oh,
think you could say especially the European ones.
well, I could
problematic.
say like the Northwestern
Mm,
Europeans, like
mm,
Slovaks.
eh,
Just saying Slovak sounds racist.
yeah, just the
The
word
Viking
Slovak.
descendants? What about like
Eh, oh, like
Germanic Franks and
the
Vikings-ish?
nah, you know,
Is there
that's
somebody needs okay, instead of like Bud Light giving money to Dylan Mulvaney and pissing off all the hillbillies, I need Bud Light to go to Europe and draw a line around the people I'm still allowed to make fun of.
well. So here's what you're allowed to do. You can broadly make fun of Caucasian people.
Yeah.
That's safe. When you start getting
Wait,
culturally
like people from the
specific,
Caucasian Mountains?
what the fuck? No, that's not what I meant. But
Loophole.
but but once you start getting culturally specific, that's when it becomes problematic.
Oh,
So you
like
could
if I
say,
say the French are gross, it's like, but if I say the French are gross because they could get all butthurt about when a beer says champagne of beers and they destroy them all,
yeah,
that's
beer's fucking taking a beating for the dumbest fucking possible reasons
shitty beer.
lately. Like,
Bud Light and Miller Light are fucking nobody wants to have any of it. But like if I say the French are so petty that they have a group of people that are like the champagne guardians.
they are. Well, because it's one of those fucking like regional protected things, right? Like,
Yeah, like it's just bubbly beer if it's not from Champagne, France.
yeah, it's
Or
true.
sparkling. It's only
It's
sparkling
a
barley
sparkling.
water.
It's a sparkling beer.
Mm,
Yeah, that was. Do
sparkling malt beverage.
you want to talk about the Bud Light thing, seeing as how you
Hell
already
yeah, let's talk about the Bud Light thing
dipped your dick in it a little bit?
because this goes right into my main problem with this whole ESG thing I keep bringing up.
What?
The the environmental social governance
Yeah, no, I know.
credit rating. See, my problem is they included S in there, so they included social, so
Social.
that when Bud Light does a one time, there was only a one-time sponsorship on Instagram that
Yeah,
caused all this. So that when Bud Light goes and they say, "Hey, here's a Bud Light can with Dylan Mulvaney on the side," and who is like a trans
just like a trans
influencer,
influencer.
yeah.
Yeah,
So when they do that, then they get ESG credits, which means they don't have to do as much environmental or governance refiguring in their company. So if you take away the social, then they're going to have to put more effort into being environmentally safe and not overpaying the dudes at the top.
Well, I also think part of it is that like Bud Light is not a what you would call a hip person's beer, right? Like they are it's like it's an old guy's beer or like
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything that like young people are drinking, but the problem with that is that like these brands are looking long term, and you're
Mhm.
like, oh, if everyone who drinks our beer is going to be dead in 15 years, maybe we need to start like diversifying and reaching new audiences. And I think that's
Yeah.
part of what the fucking what Dylan Mulvaney.
I better look it up because I said the name like 4 times, and if I'm wrong, it'll be dumb. Also, fucking who are these people who think that only old people are conservative? Because those people should come with me to my job where there's plenty of dudes under 25 who are fucking bigots.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who's scared that all the bigots are dying and that there's going to be this new wave of inclusion once the young dudes take over because they're just as ignorant and shitty as their fathers and their fathers before them.
Yeah, I think there's like a 50-50, like a pretty even 50-50 split, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, like half of the people are liberals and half of the people are conservatives, and liberals will generally breed liberals, except for the ones that have kids that hate their parents and want to rebel
Mhm.
against them by becoming conservative. And then the flip side, parents who are conservative will raise conservatives, except for the kids who rebel and become liberals. But
Yeah.
it's generally like yeah, there's no like 50 or there's no like one political party or one set of political beliefs is going to die out. Like I think it's always going to fucking be
Yeah.
this way, right? Like there's not going to be a time where there's going to be complete like homogeny.
Homogenization?
Yeah, of political beliefs where everyone's like, "Oh, we live in a fucking utopia and everyone's a progressive liberal." Like that's just not that's a fucking fairy tale that liberals are telling themselves.
Yeah.
Um,
And the problem with that is every time you get anybody close to being like a progressive liberal, there's someone who has to prove themselves by proving they're more progressive than this other progressive person. And that's the whole like,
that's why I'm like fucking like the way, and maybe it's just a byproduct of spending too much time online, but like I used to laugh and be like, oh, fucking the people who say that like liberals are making people more conservative. But now I fucking see it because there's some people out there who
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if it's influencing my political beliefs, but it's just like I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like stop talking.
Hmm.
I don't want to hear you talk anymore. Like I just don't want to hear you like
Yeah.
continually admonishing people for not believing or thinking or saying or behaving the right way.
Oh,
Like
dude, it's funny because me and my older brother Neil, we always talk about this because he has like some annoying conservative friend who's always bugging him. And he's like, and just like 2 days ago, he's like, actually, my conservative annoying friends have kind of like mellowed out lately. And I was like, oh, just wait till the fucking liberals do something annoying and then just get them all riled up. And then like
on cue.
20 minutes later, medical marijuana for kids came up in my news feed, and I was like, "See, they're doing it again."
Wait, what? Medical marijuana for kids?
Do you like that segue?
Well, no, hold on. We didn't
Oh,
we didn't
okay.
finish this. I just want to say the people getting mad about the fucking the one like transgender influencer ad are fucking stupid.
Okay, but I do have to say one thing. I'm the reason they're getting mad is fucking dumb. But the fact that they're getting mad and standing up for their like there's this thing where people keep trying to make it sound like it's bullshit when you say vote with your wallet. But yeah, maybe not in this situation because Bud Light's gross beer anyway, and it's only for old people. But what every time you don't like something, just stop buying it because right now there's like this big product slowdown with like inflation and kind of like a soft recession happening where everybody's so horny for your market dollar that they're paying like extra attention to people's consumer habits. So the more you're like, I don't like this, I'm not gonna fuck with this, they're more likely to change.
Yeah, but here's the fucking stupid thing about that is that we have allowed as part of our capitalist society to fucking um basically like allow consolidation of all these brands. So like I'm gonna give you an example. My
Please
father-in-law
do.
is
Yeah.
like diehard Fox News conservative. Like Fox News is on at his house 24 hours a day. Fucking loves Tucker Carlson. Fucking like lives and breathes Fox News and everything Fox News says. And he was also a big Bud Light drinker. So
Yeah.
this past week they had a pig roast slash barbecue slash whatever at his house in the States.
Yeah.
And this guy has been like a Bud Light drinker for as long as I've known him, but because of this latest outrage, he
Oh,
did
fuck, he
not
actually did?
wait. Oh, 100%. This guy's like the target market for this
Oh
shit.
my god.
And like, but here's the thing. He did not buy Bud Light. Instead, for a Bud Light replacement, he went and bought Corona Light as a replacement for Bud Light at this
Woof,
party.
that's like yellow water.
Here's the thing though. They are both owned by the same company. They're both owned
Anheuser-Busch.
Anheuser-Busch, which owns like fucking 90% of the beer in the United States
Mhm.
or globally even. And it's just like if you want to like vote with your wallet, you should probably just like if you were that offended by this one fucking trans person doing an ad for Budweiser, you should probably just stop drinking beer
Yeah,
because
especially shitty beer.
if you fucking purchase a beer in America, there is like a 90% chance it is going to Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, because they don't have much Coors Labatt's down there, do they, in the
They do.
States?
They have Labatt's. Coors is owned by a different brand, but here's the fucking thing about Coors.
Wait,
They've
is
been
it Coors Labatt's the same brand?
no, I don't think so.
I thought
Wait,
Coors and Labatt's and, like, Miller
Coors Labatt isn't Labatt Brands. No, Labatt is also owned by
Anheuser-Busch?
Anheuser-Busch. Yeah.
Okay, everybody should just start buying banquet beer. Coors in the
Coors,
yellow can.
well, Molson Coors is the one you were thinking of.
Ah, that's what I was thinking of, yeah.
So Coors has also been sponsoring Pride events for like
Mhm.
the past fucking decade. So if you're that angry and like most of the beer brands have like realized that in order to fucking like build a sustainable brand, they basically need to like I mean, maybe they're just doing it because it's the right thing to do, but I doubt it because they're corporations and corporations are not interested in that. Um, they have been sponsoring Pride events in yeah, for like the better part of a decade. So it's like if you have that much of a problem with brands standing in support of gay rights. I don't know what to tell you, bud.
Yeah.
Move to Saudi Arabia. I'm sure you will find some sympathetic brands there, or like really like fundamental Muslim majority countries.
Mhm.
I think you will probably have a easier time
Yeah,
fitting.
and then you could be a fucking misogynist while you're at it
Yeah,
and relive all your patriarchy dreams that we
yeah.
know all these people have. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
Sorry
And
for shitting all over. Oh,
the
go
other
ahead.
thing that no, you're not shitting on my point. What you're saying is you have to research before you vote with your dollars.
Yeah,
So it's like if you're going to stop buying Bud Light because you don't like what they did, you have to also go and not support Anheuser-Busch by getting banquet beer. But like you said, they support all the LGBTQ community. And I don't know if these people have specifically just like if the trans thing is what bugs them or if it's the whole LGBTQ support in general.
I don't even know if any of them were necessarily bugged by it at all. I think it's just like it is that like Tucker Carlson Fox News crowd like, oh
Hmm.
fuck, here's a rallying point and here's something we can all get mad about and fucking like, you know, I think what the people who take part in shit like that are looking for more than anything is like a belonging in
Oh, yeah.
something. And
To
they
be,
just like
mhm,
yeah, like you get to feel like you're part of a movement, you're making an
yeah,
impact, and you're like, fuck yeah, we're not buying Biden, we're doing it together, and we're gonna drink Corona Light instead. But like that's what people are really trying to achieve. They don't
yeah,
necessarily like I don't know anyone would be that fucking bothered by and it's not like this is like here's the thing I don't get about the whole trans rights things. It's like fucking the like they all insist they don't want like sexuality
Mhm.
around kids, which I think is like, sure, we can universally agree that like kids should not be exposed to like really sexual things at a very early age. But then there's stuff like you flip out about a trans person doing an ad that is not sexual in nature at all.
Yeah.
And they flip out. I saw another post the other day about like, it was like literally like a drag queen story hour taking place over Zoom. And it was just like, it was a drag queen, just like dressed in like modest clothes. Like it looked like you could see like from her neck up, and it was
Yeah.
just like it was a drag queen doing a story time to kids over a Zoom call, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so fucking offended by this," but there's nothing sexual about it. You can't get mad that kids
Mhm.
are getting exposed to this shit. Like,
Yeah.
expose your kids to the belief that like, yeah, there are people of like entirely different like walks of life or identities or fucking like whatever out there, and like, it's better for everyone if we accept them. But um yeah, like they're just getting all bent out of shape over the sexualization thing, which is fair, but it's only fair until they start raising shit over stuff that has nothing to do with sexualization whatsoever.
Oh, no, I agree with you, like, the whole drag time story hour there was some incidences of it being, like, sexualized dancing included
Yeah.
in the so-called story hour, or drag queen shows for kids where they do get sexualized. That yeah, get upset when they're sexualizing it in front of your kids, but yeah, like you're saying, this one thing where it was over Zoom, there's nothing to be mad about, like, it's like, I saw a picture of it, and the drag queen is clearly overly dressed, like
Yeah.
wearing like what could only be called a frock because it's like more than a dress.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do want to go back a little ways and say I do kind of get why people get so angry so fast because it's just so fucking fun getting mad over something that doesn't matter. It's like the whole allure of sports. Like
Yeah.
you're not emotionally invested in your team winning. It's just fun to get with other friends who cheer for the same team and make fun of the losers who cheer for the Canucks because the Canucks keep losing. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's not that I care that the Canucks are so bad. It's just funny that the Oilers are so much better right now. So I get a dunk on Canucks
I
fans.
know.
And there's like no reason for it. And it's stupid, but it's so much fun.
I mean, the Oilers are gonna last like they made it into the playoffs, and then they're
Yeah.
going to get bounced first round. So I don't know how much better than the Canucks they are,
They're
but
playing right
they
now. Here,
they did.
wait. I'm going to check the score.
It's 0-0. I just
Oh,
checked
okay.
as you were saying
I was
that.
gonna say because if they're losing right now, I'm not gonna make any more jokes about it.
I wanted to be able to shit on you, but
That would have been fun.
it
That
is
would have
tied
been
right now.
hilarious if you're like, actually, they're losing 3-0 right
Well,
now.
we see that like culture war, like team sports bullshit playing out in fucking Florida right now, which is like the corporation of Disney, which I fucking like. I personally love this because it just like it is a byproduct of giving corporations like unfettered power in the United States for the
Mhm.
past like, as an anti-capitalist, I'm like, this fucking rules,
Yeah,
because
and you're
now
like,
it's like,
"Gee, how could this go bad?"
how could this have happened? But it's like DeSantis versus Disney in Florida, and Disney is like, every time DeSantis like hits at them, Disney hits back, and they fucking
Mhm.
like, because I honestly think that Disney has more power and more money than Ron DeSantis it does in
Oh,
Florida.
definitely. Plus, like, when what happened, like, DeSantis fired all the people that were, like, on the board of Disney slash something, and then
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
on the
They
way
like
out, they
passed
gave
all
all
these.
these, like, power to Disney, and then Disney just has this, like, stack of money, and they just ring it every time DeSantis says anything. They're like, I don't think that's gonna pass because there's all these fucking capitalists, and that's the problem with conservatives is they're so fucking horny for money. They're so easy to buy off. Like at
Yeah,
least the like super progressive dudes, they're
I
like
honestly,
clouded and like it takes a little bit more for the to pay them off. Like they get sick of living in poor, so they turn around and start taking money.
I
But
honestly think like any politician can easily be bought off. Like you
oh
get into
yeah,
politics because you want power and influence, and the
hmm
easiest way to get power and influence is with money. And so
like
I don't think it's
especially if you
limited to
want a job
conservatives.
after politics.
Yeah.
But like, well, what I mean is like regular, average, non-political leaning person. Like I'm kind of left leaning, so it'd be harder to buy me off than like I'm not saying it's impossible to buy me off. I'm just saying there is some resistance at first. But if somebody
I'm
was
left
like,
leaning, and you could easily buy me off. We're
it
talking like
it depends
two
though.
or three zeros, and
Yeah,
that's all I need. I'm sold
that's
on
true.
anything.
Well, it depends what it is. If it's like wreck the healthcare system and I get like $1 million, I'd be like,
I do it. I already kind of want to wreck the healthcare system.
I want
Not
it
wreck it,
fixed, but
but like I want it. Like I want to be able to have like, and this is the thing that everyone insists would wreck the healthcare system is I want like tiered. Like if you want to be able to pay for, to jump
wait,
the line.
if you're gonna make it so that you could pay to jump the line, I'm gonna need a time machine to be more fiscally responsible in my 20s so
That's a
that
you
I can
problem.
actually afford this brand new two-tiered healthcare system you're gonna do
That's
because I don't have enough money for that system. That's why I'm against it.
Well, and the reason I'm for it is because, and I didn't even like, I wouldn't have had enough money for it, but when my back was fucked up and I had to wait 2 months to get a steroid shot and my like quality of life was just shit, I was like, fuck. Like, I got so desperate. I'm like, I'll start a fucking GoFundMe and I will just like beg for money until I raise enough to get
Mhm.
into like a private clinic and get something done
Yeah.
there. And then I found out that like private clinics had been like, basically outlawed because they had kind of been operating in this gray area for a bit, but they
Mhm.
had been outlawed shortly before my injury happened. So I was just like completely fucked. But I would like, there should be another avenue for people than just being like, well,
They
you're
should
not
just
you're not dying, so wait like 3 years on a
yeah.
fucking wait list, and then we'll see if we can get to you then.
Yeah, they should just dump more government money into the healthcare system. Like, you're taking 25% of my paycheck. How come I don't have a family doctor?
Yeah,
This doesn't make sense.
yeah,
I thought we lived in Canada.
yeah.
That's
Less
my biggest beef is like I don't have a family doctor and Andrea has a family doctor, but her doctor can't take me on as a client
Wait,
because
why
that's
not?
too many clients for her doctor. It's so dumb.
Just
Just
wait for what I mean, that is kind of the benefit is like right now, like there is a massively aging population in Canada. So like a lot of these people taking up a lot of these like doctor roster spots, they're gonna be dead soon. So,
better be.
you just gotta play the long game and hope nothing serious happens before then.
Yeah. And the problem is like what happened was I had a family doctor for like I think it was like a year ago, and then the clinic she worked at that she wanted to retire, and then the clinic's like, yeah, we're not going to replace her. We'll just give some of her clients to someone else, and that's how Andrea was like just lucky because like the day before I was up to see if I could get another doctor, she got the doctor, and then I was like, well, it's better that she has the doctor because women have more parts and stuff that go wrong. Apparently, it's what I learned from childbirth. So, but
They
yeah,
do have more complicated parts.
yeah,
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
more inside tubes than dudes do.
Yeah.
They have all the same ones we do, plus the front.
Yeah. Wait, what? The front?
Like they have all the same back door tubing as we do, but then
Oh
they have the
yeah.
front door tubing. Like we
Front
just
door
have this
tubing.
like direct line that's like this round that goes straight from her bladder out of her body. And
Yeah.
they have like this fucking weird thing that looks
Everything.
like an alien and has eyes, and then
Fallopian tubes,
yeah, has this fucking sack that makes
ovaries,
eggs.
egg maker.
I
Yeah.
thought we were mammals. What are you talking about making eggs inside of you? Oh, and one thing the magic about having a daughter is they have a period like 3 days into being alive because they get all these like weird pregnancy hormones from the mom and like cuz I was on baby changing duty cuz Andrea was like the fucking forceps put her out. And then I was like, um there's blood, and they're like, "Oh, that's fine. She's having a period." And I was like, "What?"
Is that true?
Yeah, and then there's,
Damn.
like, mucus coming out, and I was like, "What the fuck is that? Is our baby dying?" They're like, "No, that's normal too." And I was like, "Okay, all of this can't just be normal and I have to wait it out," but it is. It's like all this shit, they're like, "Yeah, just wait."
I didn't know that. I have two boys, so I guess I
Oh, you're
never really
lucky.
had to deal with it.
Also, babies girls still have vaginas, and
Yeah.
there's no,
Why?
like
Wait. Why would they? No,
There's no rules about
wait.
when they're like, "Hey, dad, you're gonna change diapers. Here's explicitly how you deal with shit going in the vagina."
No, you wipe front to back,
Yeah,
don't
but
you?
how deep in the vagina do you wipe to
No,
get
you
the
don't.
shit out of the vagina? Because in the diaper, it's just a
Oh
big
yeah.
pool and it gets fucking splashed up.
Oh my god.
And then like, so like I'm wiping it out and she cried and I'm like, am I going to jail now?
I'm so
What just
glad I
happened?
never, cause like Aiden get it like under and like all over his balls and under his
Yeah.
balls a bit, but I don't have to worry about it like going inside him.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, right, dude? Like I have so
Per-
much more appreciation for women. Like
Hashtag
if a
girl
girl's
dad.
drunk and she shits her pants, she has to deal with that
Hashtag
whole problem. I never even thought about that.
next.
Like if a dude shits his pants, it just gets on his balls.
Now next time you see like a girl shitting her pants video on the internet, you're gonna be like, I know what happened there. She had to go clean herself out
I'll be
when
like,
she sobered up.
nobody touched that woman. Her dad is the only one who's allowed to clean that up. We have a fucking moratorium on that sort of thing as long as it's the biological father or the stepfather or the legal guardian.
Yeah.
Nobody else do it unless you're a female who's not sexually attracted to females.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are
Yeah.
Dale's new rules of cleaning up drunk women who shit their pants.
That's good. We need more of those. This is
Yeah.
a really a gray area that hasn't been
A
addressed
brown
for quite some
area.
time. Got him. Did you have a segue before that we fucking trampled all over because you
Oh,
like
I had
started to
like
move into something?
I had 3. Just this Pennsylvania bill that would allow school nurses to give students medical marijuana.
Okay.
I
What?
never read the story, but that sounds fucking ridiculous. But this is the thing that came up 20 minutes after I told my brother. I was like, just wait, the liberals will do something fucking dumb that'll get the conservatives all fucking butthurt again. And this just came in.
Wait, where
Um,
medical marijuana for kids? Found it. Found the link. Okay,
yeah,
let's read the story and maybe we can learn something together.
yeah. Watch is
Pennsylvania bill.
probably like something like crazy that, yeah, that's a
Oh,
lot
well,
of
this
words.
isn't really.
What is it?
Pennsylvania state representative says he plans to introduce a bill that would allow the school nurse to administer medical marijuana to your child. So number one, it's not even like it's one guy raising a bill,
Yeah.
uh, and
I love when they do stuff like this, like when a state representative's like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna do this fucking crazy thing. What do you think?" And then everybody loses their shit, and he's like, "All right, I kind of want to keep my job. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna
uh,
present this bill."
so number two, it would be, um, it's also it has to be to a child with a literal prescription for medical marijuana, and the parent or caregiver has to bring the medical marijuana the child is already using to the school. So it's just that the nurse can administer it
Uh,
on the school grounds. Um, but it's not like the school is gonna like keep a stash of weed and be like, "Hey kids,
Here,
here you
take
go,
this gummy. I don't know
get
what's in
high."
it. Take this fucking brownie, brah. It'll
That's
fix you up.
much that is much less of a story.
Yeah,
Um, but
but
uh,
still, the headline gonna get the conservatives riled up.
oh yeah, 100%. Although, like, is marijuana still not at a point where like it's basically like at least here it is. Like, I think if you told
Yeah, but
conservatives
what
that,
if you had the same story where it was like school nurses gonna give kids alcohol on school property?
yeah, I mean, I'd have I'm not even conservative. I'd have a problem with that.
No, but see, like, it doesn't matter how legal marijuana gets, it'll never be okay with people
Yeah,
because 'cause it'll just be at best, marijuana gets to the same level of acceptance as alcohol.
yeah. I think it might. All right. I honestly think that marijuana probably should be. It's still a drug and it is still addictive, and there
Mhm.
are still problems that come along with it. But I think societally, weed is less damaging than alcohol is.
Oh, no way. They have to invent stankless free weed.
What? Okay, like
We just
the
stink.
smell, but like how many people do you see getting too fucked up on weed and like stabbing each other or fucking
Good
fighting in
point.
the middle of the Granville Strip or like fucking throwing up or getting maybe date rape. I don't know if that happens on weed, but like all this other shit that happens, like every time you like read a story where someone was just acting like a fucking fool and like
Yeah.
did something like really like damaging or problematic or like harmful,
Mhm.
99% of the time, 100% of the time, I'm like, that person was probably drunk, and 99% of the time, it's fucking true. They were. So,
Yeah.
and like, weed is like, whatever. It's a lazy person's drug. I'm
Not
not
if you're Joe
advocating for.
Rogan.
I'm not advocating for smoking weed, but I do think it's less problematic.
Oh yeah, and it's less physically harmful for you too, and you're not gonna fucking wrap your car around a pole or kill a car full of family while you're on it.
Yeah,
I just don't think it will ever be like I think alcohol is getting less socially acceptable, but I don't think weed's ever gonna rise above it.
I think it will when they're like.
Edibles, maybe. I think
I, th-
edibles will.
I think weed will rise above alcohol when it hits a point where when government is like, oh fuck, we're not making as much tax revenue on alcohol anymore. We better start making
Yeah,
weed more fucking socially acceptable so that we can make some of that money back. And that's going to be the main
yeah.
thing that like drives it.
And then we could put fucking Dylan Mulvaney on the edible cover, and then Kid Rock will fucking shoot that as edibles with his machine guns.
Fucking idiot. Fucking Kid Rock. Can we
Yeah,
have
let's
about
we got
nine?
like 15, 20. We gotta talk about this airplane popcorn thing.
Can we talk about Popcorn Dad? Because
Oh,
this is like the fucking Twitter arguments of old. Okay, so here's
mhm.
what happened. A fucking he's a Toronto Blue Jays starting pitcher. His name is Anthony Bass. Uh
Base.
he
How
tweeted
low could you go?
he
Sorry.
tweeted a fucking picture of his wife and two kids on an airplane. The picture was just of his two kids. And there's like, a fucking handful of popcorn or whatever on the floor. And
I gotta
he's
see the
like,
popcorn.
United just made my pregnant wife like get down on her hands and knees on an airplane floor and clean up my kids' popcorn. It was basically like let's see. I'll read the actual tweet here.
Yeah.
Uh, 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 uh,
Oh, I got it right here. The flight attendant at United just made my 22-week pregnant wife traveling with a 5-year-old and 2-year-old get on her hands and knees to pick up popcorn mess by my youngest daughter. Are you kidding me? There's a lot of popcorn on the ground.
It's not. I
It's
mean,
not a
there's popcorn
lot.
on. Yeah, it's not like the popcorn was like piled up to the bottom of the seat.
Yeah.
So like
But if I'm
this,
on the plane in my bare feet and I step in that popcorn,
you should not. Fuck you.
I'm just joking. I don't get in bare feet on the plane. That's
Yeah,
gross.
I would hope not. So he tweeted this picture, and people just fucking went to town on the guy, and every childless dickhead on the planet was like, "Oh, maybe you should teach your kids to clean up after themselves. It's called personal responsibility," and fucking all this shit. Be like, "Oh, this is a prime opportunity to teach kids." It's like, why should the airline be responsible for cleaning up your mess? You know why the airline should be responsible for cleaning up his mess? Because he probably paid hundreds of fucking dollars for those tickets to a company that has a cleaning crew that comes onto the planes and cleans the planes in between the plane coming in and the plane flying out. We pay a fucking absurd amount of money to airlines these days for the pleasure of getting crammed like cattle into a fucking tube that flies through the sky that can get us to places moderately faster than driving after you deal with all the fucking bullshit delays at the
Mhm.
airport. It is fucking. I don't understand. Number one, airlines are bullshit, and airlines should not be foisting airline work on fucking pregnant passengers. That's fucking stupid. Like, what, we're gonna make 22-week pregnant women traveling alone with two kids clean up because you didn't want to fucking.
Let me interject right here quickly.
Yeah.
She's a 22-week pregnant woman with a
Yes.
5-year-old and a 2-year-old,
Yes.
married to a professional baseball
Does,
player who makes how much fucking money?
yeah, but
Get
it's
a
not like
fucking carry-on made,
it's like.
especially if you're flying fucking every week with the sob story that you have to go see your shitty Blue Jays pitcher
Well,
because they're the one team in the league that has to travel internationally because it's the dumbest thing in the world that there's one Canadian team
Yeah,
in
I
a
agree.
fucking US sport
I
and
agree
she
on
has
that.
to fly around. Maybe get
I
a
agree on
fucking
that.
helper. Or you have 2 kids, and when I was growing up, my older brother had to clean up all of my mess because he was older, and he
Wait, did
fucking
he?
still resents me for it. But
Yeah.
hey, that's
I'm
the way
like,
that's why you have more than one kid, because you need help with the older kid cleaning up after the younger kid. Like you had to clean up after your siblings.
oh
Remember
no,
Jared?
fuck no.
If you're on a plane and Jared was 2 and you were what, 12, and 2-year-old Jared dropped his popcorn, who would be cleaning that up? Your mom on her
The
hands and
fucking
knees?
no, the
Or
fucking
you?
people, the people who clean the fucking plane for a living. It's their
Mhm.
literal job to clean the fucking. I've never once gone on a plane and been expected to do anything other than they give you your little fucking drink and they give you your little fucking snack. And when you're done your little fucking drink and your snack, you give your drink and your snack wrapper back to the fucking lady when she walks through with the garbage bag. Outside of that, I've never myself or anyone else I've seen on a plane been obligated to clean up the fucking mess. It's like, oh, I went to a restaurant and I paid like fucking whatever, like $20 so I could eat a meal at a restaurant. And then
Mhm.
because I'm so personally responsible, I fucking took my dishes and like cleared the table and went to the back and fucking washed my dishes myself. No, you fucking fucks. You pay the business for the pleasure of like taking some of that responsibility for cleaning your shit up. What's up?
I have more interjections.
Yeah, interject away, bro.
Why are they flying fucking coach? Your
Because
husband's a baseball player in professional sports.
I mean, I
What's his
don't.
name? I'm gonna look up his fucking contract. If he
Yeah, I
makes
want to see.
more than $2 million a year, I'm gonna fucking full on ride or die with
Oh shit! I
the.
didn't think he was making that much.
How much do you make?
He's making three million a season.
That's it? Oh, he
Yeah.
must suck. Okay,
Well, he's
I
not
get it.
like.
He's
Yeah.
only making 3 mil a year in baseball, where people are making like how much is Mike Trout making? Like 40 million a year? Okay, I get it. I get why you don't have a carry-on mate if you're only making $3 million
I
for
can't.
your pregnant wife to
I can't.
fly
I can't tell if
every
you're being.
week,
Are you being?
coach to see you. No, I'm being
Are you?
serious.
Are you being
3 million is
sarcastic right now?
nothing if you're a baseball player. Like, think of how much he has to pay for out of pocket. Like,
Yeah.
he's just like he's not even what is he, like a middle pitcher? Like, I've
Well,
never heard his
yeah.
name
He's
before.
not. He's not that good.
Yeah, he's not like
He's
a
no like.
guy I knew who I marginally know anything about baseball.
He's not. He's not like Shohei. He's not fucking.
Yeah,
He's
like
like probably the fifth best starting pitcher on the
yeah.
Toronto Blue Jays.
He's like if 3 people are injured, he's in the bullpen.
Yeah. Uh, that's about it. So anyway, like all these people were fucking, and it started a pretty spirited debate.
Mm,
And
there's more to it too.
what?
Did you hear what apparently the flight attendant said to her?
What?
Apparently the flight attendant was like, "The captain said you have to pick up every popcorn kernel on the floor."
Or he
And
won't land the
then
plane.
they find out that the captain never said that, but also, how do we know that this fucking power tripping flight attendant was actually a power tripping flight attendant and not just someone who's not around to defend themselves to get like fucking to get all catch all the shit, because like we don't know what the flight attendant said to her. We know what the pregnant wife who was upset she had to clean up popcorn said the flight attendant said to her. We don't know what happened before this, like what would happen to like the interaction between the wife and the flight attendant. Like if you're a baseball wife, are you a diva and stuff? Like
You know what?
what?
I bet this flight attendant was actually a New York Yankees employee. Is like the only explanation for it.
They're
Like this is the
like
whole.
or just someone from Boston.
They went
Or
on
she
there.
was French. Just kidding.
You're not allowed to say that.
Also, I have a question.
Yeah.
Being a new dad who doesn't have a 2-year-old yet, my child is only 16 days old. I feel like popcorn for a 2-year-old is a bad choice. Isn't
It
that a choking hazard?
probably yeah.
I choke on popcorn.
It's yeah, I think it's just
I'm not giving
generally a
my
bad idea
2-year-old
for kids.
popcorn.
So here's the other thing. The airline gave the fucking kids the popcorn, which is like
Mm,
a whole new wrinkle in the story. Everyone was like,
what? I thought the mom gave the kids the popcorn.
No, it
This
was
changes everything.
no, there was a fucking so after everyone was initially like, okay, there were like 3 reactions to this story. There was like, oh, you're an
Also, why don't
entitled
I
prick.
get popcorn on flights? I've never
I
got
know.
popcorn.
Well,
I always
so
get
like
those
yeah.
fucking chicken bone cracker snacks.
I
Bullshit.
like the fucking
Whoa.
chicken. I like the chicken bone
Gross.
crackers. Whatever.
Sorry, go.
There were like 3 reactions to this. One was, "Hey, you're an entitled prick. You should have cleaned it up instead of your fucking pregnant wife." He wasn't on the plane. He was just sharing the story.
Yeah.
Second reaction was, "What kind of dumb fuck parent gives their kids popcorn on an airplane?" And then it came out that the airline had provided the popcorn. And the third, which is the only correct take, is that if anyone deserves a fucking break from cleaning up messes on an airplane, like I agree there's a time and a place to teach your kids personal responsibility, but if you're a pregnant wife traveling solo with 2 fucking kids, you get a pass. I don't care if your kids shit and smear their feces on the wall like fucking monkeys, you get a pass because traveling sucks. Like traveling is just a shitty experience in general. Traveling with kids is like doubly shitty. And then traveling solo with kids is like the worst. And you're so fucking stressed out. And like all you're worried about, you're like, oh fuck, I hope my kids are quiet so that nobody yells at me. And then you're like, oh fuck, I hope my kids are clean. But I hope my kids aren't like, my kids are comfortable and that they don't make, like you're just on edge the entire fucking time because you know people hate what?
Sorry.
What?
I was looking at fucking Anthony Bass's bio, and it said he also played for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, and I was like, I need that fucking jersey.
Wait, ham fighters?
Yeah. Oh, I just want to weigh in. I finally figured out whose fucking fault this is, and that's Anthony Bass. Because his wife has a high risk pregnancy, so she has to go in for multiple scans all the time. So you have a 22-year-old or 22-week pregnant wife. She's high risk pregnancy. She has 2 kids. Why the fuck is she going to watch your games? Be a man. Just be like, hey, miss my games. It's fine. I chose this life. I don't need to drag my fucking family through the mud and bullshit of coach flights, and then I have to be a little bitch about it and complain about it on Twitter like I'm not a fucking millionaire and I'm just some regular scrub who's mad that they fucking somebody wasn't nice enough to him. It's like, hey, Twitter, this person was mean to my wife. It's like, you're a fucking baseball player. Deal with it like rich people do. I don't know. Get her killed. What do rich people do?
Yeah, take a hit out on it. It's the Nippon-Ham Fighters. So I think Ham is the name of a place, and the name of the team is the Fighters.
I'm sorry, Derek. I'm not letting you
It's not
ruin
the
this for me.
ham. It's not the Ham Fighters, which would be fucking like
Dude,
a couple of pigs brawling or something.
Oh, dude, it comes right up when you Google. They must be a pretty famous team.
Yeah,
their
see?
logo
I told you.
sucks.
I told you.
It is. It's just a baseball and a star.
I told you. Wait, there is a dope. Wait.
Sucks. I wanted a fucking pig holding a baseball bat for the logo. I can't believe this. This is dumb. Yeah, or a pig. Here's what you do: Nippon-Ham Fighters. You're gonna redo your logo. I don't care if Nippon feels left out because you're focusing on ham part of the name.
The Ham Fighters.
You're getting a warthog holding a baseball bat, wearing a baseball jersey and a hat with a baseball in his mouth, like an apple when you roast a pig. That's your new logo. You don't get a choice in this.
Respect.
Wait, what? It says Nippon-Ham Fighters Hokkaido? The Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. Do Japanese cities just have 3 names? And I'm culturally ignorant to this? Or would this be like the British Columbia, Vancouver, Burnaby Fighters?
Oh, could be. Wait, what is?
Isn't
Derek and
Hokkaido?
Dale, Google things, Nippon-Ham. Oh.
What?
They're a corporate sponsor. That makes sense.
Nippon-Ham?
So Hokkaido is the place.
Yeah.
Nippon-Ham is a company.
Wait, do they make ham?
Well, I gotta assume it's right there in the name, right? They're a food processing company.
Dude, they make ham. Go for the warthog.
They own the fucking they own the baseball team. It's not just a sponsorship thing. They own it.
Dude, put a fucking oh, dude, that is amazing.
That's a missed branding opportunity.
Dude, forget like in Canada and the US where they're like are squibbling if they're gonna have like a tiny little corporate sponsor logo on NHL jerseys. You fucking own the team. Just
Yeah.
put just a fucking picture of canned ham on the
No, no, no.
jersey.
No, no, no. No, no. You
Yeah.
make the jerseys and the pants out of ham. They are like full. You're wearing a ham fucking suit every time you get out on that mound. That it is made entirely out of. It's just like a big slice of deli meat draped
Oh
over your
yeah.
body.
And then whenever you get a strikeout, the announcer has to say, "Well, that's a ham sandwich right there."
Fuck yeah.
And you could finally call grand slams grand salamis.
Or I was gonna say grand hams, but yours
Oh,
works too.
grand hams is also pretty great.
That's a grand ham.
Or ham slam. Oh my god, just name your team the Ham Slam. Forget fighters.
The ham slammers, yeah. Well, like what the
Nippon
fuck?
Ham Slam.
Hey, Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, hire me and Dale as consultants next time you
Mhm.
want to like redo your brand and your uniforms and your logo. We'll fucking fix you right up. We got you.
You know what? Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, I'm gonna do you one solid on just in the interest of getting your business without actually ever doing any effort. What league are they in? Does it
The
say? Oh,
the
Pacific League.
Pacific League, yeah.
Dear Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, you will be Outrage Factory's official Pacific League baseball team from this day forward. We will never cheer for another Pacific. I better make sure there's no Canadian teams in this.
I wonder how much it costs just to find some like shitty like really like
It's just in
small
Nippon. It's
market
good.
I'm not saying Japanese baseball, but like a really small market, like minor league baseball team. If we wanted to sponsor them and like get naming rights, like how much would it cost to find just like even like a fucking beer league team somewhere and be like, we
Ooh.
will buy you a case of beer if you call yourself the fucking like Outrage Factory
Yeah.
Outragers or something.
Oh,
And
dude, like Vancouver Outrage Factory.
yeah,
No, wait, it would be Outrage Factory Fighters of Vancouver.
yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. The league is based in Nippon, Japan. So Ham Fighters, you're officially our team, but I'm only calling you the Ham Fighters, and I'll probably forget this by next episode anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do we want to go back to talking about Anthony Bass and his pregnant wife, or was it much more interesting how delightful we thought a team named Ham Fighters was?
Yeah, we got really derailed. Well, I was just gonna say that like air travel sucks. People should not carry water for corporations picking fights against pregnant women. And then like
Mhm.
the third thing about I was gonna segue because I was saying traveling with children fucking sucks because when you get onto the plane with a child, it's like every time I've flown with Aiden so far, you like immediately lock eyes with the other parents with the young kids on the plane, and you're like, we are a brotherhood. We are all in this together
Yeah,
because every other person on that plane hates your fucking guts and they're looking at you and all they're
yeah.
thinking is, I hope that little piece of shit doesn't fucking cry the whole time. That's literally what they're thinking. And kids are like, kids are just kids, man. You can't
Yeah.
like, as much as you like to fucking pretend that you can control their behavior, you sure as fuck can't when they're babies. Like you have no
Mhm.
influence on what a baby does whatsoever. You can like do your best to keep it from crying, but if a baby wants to fucking cry, that baby's gonna fucking cry. And then
Yeah.
as they get older, like even a 2 and a 5-year-old, it's like the 5-year-old is starting to get to a point where maybe you have some control. 2-year-olds are fucking unhinged lunatics, and they have all the faculties of a newborn baby in that they have like no fucking control over their thought process or actions at all, but like the volume of a 5-year-old. So it's like
Oh,
the
wow.
worst of both worlds. So kids are just like people who do not have children or had easy children have a fucking warped perception of like what people can do to control their children on planes.
Mhm.
I wanted to segue to that dude who fucking. Did you see that the clip?
No, I
Oh
saw
god,
something about a
it's
guy
so
getting
fucking.
upset
It's
that a
so
baby was
fucking.
crying.
Watch the fucking clip because it's so. This man is just like yelling. I wish I could pipe the audio into this fucking chat because it's like you need to hear it. Everyone needs to hear this clip. It's fucking hilarious.
With a baby in a goddamn echo chamber, and you want to talk to me about being fucking okay?
Okay, because you're yelling.
So is the baby.
Okay, so you're a man.
Did that motherfucker pay extra to yell?
Okay.
No.
So,
Fuck you and shut up.
no.
You're disturbing me now. I don't give a fuck. You were sitting there watching that motherfucking baby cry for 45 fucking years. That shit didn't have nothing to do with nothing.
Okay.
Fuck lower that baby's voice.
He's an asshole.
Okay.
I think grown-ass man.
It's out there. What happened? I'm sorry, y'all.
Fuck, arrest me.
I'm sorry.
I'm tricked. Fuck that.
Baby.
I know. Look at this
Baby.
They put cuffs on that kid. I'm good for going to jail.
I love how there's a guy taking the video and he's just laughing.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Well, when he's like, did that baby pay extra?
And it's like, I don't know if I can even say this, but he's like an African American person, so he's yelling. Are we even allowed to acknowledge that Ebonics anymore? Is that a word I'm allowed to say? You just muted yourself, Derek. Oh wait, did it mute you? Oh,
Why did it mute me?
I don't know. But anyways, like,
You're not allowed to say that, is what I was saying.
oh, thanks for
So don't say
stopping me.
Don't say
But
it.
anyways, it's like, it's even funnier because he's so angry, but he's talking. But he's just like saying, "Is that baby?" It's hilarious. But I would be scared because that was a large fellow.
And that's like everyone around him is trying to calm him down, and this guy's just losing his shit over the baby.
Yeah.
And like that is the flip side. If you're like, oh, if you're part of the like, oh, fucking control your kids crowd and don't give your kids popcorn, sometimes as a parent flying on a plane with a child, you will do fucking anything to guarantee that child's silence for the remainder of the flight so that you don't have guys like this losing their shit on you for a crying or yelling baby or a freaking out kid. So it's like, my kid wants popcorn. If my kid wants to root around in his shit and smear his feces on the wall like a monkey, if it keeps him quiet, he can do it. I will allow anything on a plane as long as the kids are quiet or distracted or fucking generally happy. And that is, but everyone, if you have not seen this video yet, please just Google "man loses his shit over a crying baby on a plane." Watch the video. It's fucking hilarious.
Did anything happen to him?
Yeah, he got escorted. I think he was arrested when the plane landed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's funny because me and Andrea keep talking about this where we're like, do people just in general have less patience for bullshit ever since the pandemic? Because I don't know if it's just me noticing it, but I feel like everybody is just less cool with being cool. Like, I feel like people just get enraged and turn violent way quicker now than they ever did.
100%.
Like, you see all these shootings down in the States where it's like a delivery driver pulled into the wrong driveway and then they shot at him. And
That's
like,
actually,
what?
so that's happening lots in the States. And I think part of it is like, everyone's fed this like steady diet of like, you should be afraid of everything and crime is up and people are coming to invade your home and kill you and rape your wife. And then someone just like mistakenly, like there was that black teenager who went to like pick up his younger brother and accidentally went to the wrong house, and the guy shot him once in the head, and then he fell down, and the guy shot him a second time when he was on the ground. The kid fucking lived, surprisingly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then there was another case where, it was like a DoorDash driver or something fucking went to the wrong house and they got shot at.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's fucking crazy. And like, I think the other part of it is that for like 2 solid years, nobody really had to like deal with that many like irritations or because we were all generally confined to our own fucking homes.
Yeah, it was like for like before the pandemic, we were like, it's like when you boil a frog, and it was like we had all been so annoyed for so slow over time that we all just thought that's how life was, and we maybe didn't even realize it. But then we took 2 years off of like dealing with people's bullshit, and we realized, wait, this is way better. And then like all the pandemic passed, and then we just went back into the boiling water. We're like, I don't fucking like this.
Oh fuck it, but now
I
I'm
came up with a good saying.
yeah.
Guns don't kill people, stand your ground, laws kill people.
That also. Well, that's the other fucking crazy thing is that like in a lot of these cases, if you can say I like actually felt threatened by the thought
Yeah.
of a black person standing at my door, um,
Yeah,
then
all you have to do is feel threatened.
yeah,
Like, it's weird how much these conservatives want to talk about their feelings when it gets them to be allowed to shoot people. They're all like, I don't have feelings. Feelings are for whatever. And then as soon as someone approaches them, they're like, I'm so scared. This is a real feeling I'm feeling. I need a safe space that I'm gonna make with this handgun I just happen to have in my pocket.
yeah, violently enforced safe spaces. So we
There
never
you
wanted.
go. Hey, maybe we should give conservatives safe spaces so they don't feel threatened all the time and they'll stop
Yeah,
shooting
or just,
delivery
you know,
drivers.
like a little fucking quiet room or something.
Mhm.
Uh,
It's been an hour.
okay, let's wrap it. You got
I
to
know
get back
Andrea
to.
wanted to being a dad.
I'm honestly impressed that you were able to pull this off because I think when Aiden came home, it was like fucking how long before?
A month? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see if I open that bedroom door and Andrea attacks me with a knife. We'll see what happens. But
Well, yeah, thanks for doing it though. Thanks for
hey,
coming
no
out.
problem. I fucking insisted on it because like I said, I've had podcast blue balls because before the baby, I was doing 2 podcasts and I haven't done either in like 3 weeks. So I'm like, people need to hear this opinion, and
They do.
everybody ignores my Twitter now. So
Dale's just been trying to tell his opinions to the baby.
yes, yeah.
And
I'm,
it just doesn't
pick her
fucking.
up.
And
I'm
all
like,
she does is
nobody's
shit.
giving you medical marijuana when you're in school.
I can't believe
Actually,
they do that.
Andrea caught me the other day. I was like, Daddy loves you. You never have to get attention from men sexually because I will always love you. Never have daddy issues. She's gonna be a lesbian anyway. I make her listen to way too much Tegan and Sarah for her to be.
Yeah, just fucking put on like steady stream of Indigo Girls, and
Do you think
she'll be set.
would that be conversion therapy if I just make her listen to lesbian music until she becomes a lesbian?
No, conversion therapy to turn them gay is okay. It's the
Oh,
other
okay.
way around. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
That part's
inclusive.
Yeah.
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 I'm raising an ally as we speak.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You're doing it because you're trying to further the gay population or something. the gay
Because
agenda.
I'm woke and I'm a
wokest.
social justice warrior, proud father of a lesbian who is 16 days old.
Hey, Internet, thanks for joining us on this wild ride. I have been your co-host, Eric Bolin. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at Herder.
I'm Dale the Rooter. You can follow me on the Twitter machine. Please do, because nobody follows me anymore at SuperDaleBot.
Did you get unfollowed over that whole you're raging homophobe business? Or
No,
what?
everybody who would. I got blocked by a lot of people, but I was like, why are you people still following me? It's not like this is different than any of my other takes. In case you're wondering what we're talking about, a couple weeks ago, somebody was talking about they
like a
pitted
transgender
drag queen story hour against school shootings, and I was like, what if I don't want either of them? And that made me a homophobe. Or like, because they were like talking about this drag queen story hour where it ended up one of the drag queens was twerking, and I said, what if I don't want a guy twerking in front of my child or my child to be shot? And that made me a homophobe.
That was homophobic.
But anybody who would call me a homophobe for that, don't follow me. So I guess it's my own fault because I don't want these assholes to follow me, but that's all that's on the internet is assholes. So
It's true.
yeah.
That's the only people they let on here anymore.
Oh yeah, we have at Outragefactpod Twitter. Follow that. If you want to send us an email, at outragefactpod there's no at in that. Just outragefactpod@gmail.com.
There's an at outragefactpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, but it's not at outragefactpod@gmail.
Oh no, it's not that.
Put 2 at. I put at in it. I made a
Extra
Star
ads.
Wars reference by having ads.
Ads.
All right.
Uh,
Apparently, I only have an hour left of good material.
Hey, wherever you get your podcast, please like, rate, review, and subscribe to us. Tell your friends about us if you've enjoyed this episode. If you didn't enjoy this episode, fuck you. Tell your friends about us anyway, because maybe you're helping to prevent violent crime by giving them some way to distract themselves
Yeah.
instead of flying into a rage.
And if you don't like us, you probably have bad taste, and your friends might have better taste than you. So
Yeah.
tell them about this, and they might stop being your friend because you hate something that's so good and they love it so much.
Yeah, if you don't like us, you probably don't have many friends, and you are
Exactly.
generally an unlikable person. So you know what? If you don't like this episode, don't worry about it. We
You know
don't
what?
need your fucking.
If you don't like this, go hang out with Anthony Bass and just be a terrible person who makes
Yeah.
its wife fly coach.
Yeah, you entitled prick. And until are we doing this again next week? Do you think you'll be able to
Next
swing
week,
it with
just
the
say
baby?
next week, maybe.
Until next week, maybe.
Stay angry.
Fuck you and shut up. Did that motherfucker pay extra to you?